The issue is if
Yeah,
you take
yo, this is why I say they are not us. Yo, listen to this motherfucking bullshit, bro. Yo, this is the easiest way of saying that, experience doesn't mean shit. Just because you've gone through some shit doesn't mean you know shit. You know what I mean? Especially, well, let's say if you didn't go through shit and learn something, I guess apparently you have no say in anything. Fucking this dude, yo. Yeah, I swear, these weird lefties, these off-white lefties are weird, yo. I swear to God.
anyway, as much fun as it would be to talk about this for half an hour, I only have so much to say. I'm only really commenting on it because so many other people are as well. But Joe Rogan posted a fascist meme on Instagram uh, just earlier today, or possibly last night. Time doesn't really mean anything. It is, however, like
No,
explicitly a fascist meme. I'll talk about that in a second.
it was probably that
There's
guy.
Soaked on Left, a data male in their natural environment, tweeting. But anyway, this is the meme, okay? So here we
What's the
have
name,
the
Rush?
bastard union of two existing memes. The hard times leads to strong men, leads to good times, leads to weak men, leads to hard times cycle, which you've probably seen memes of with these words superimposed over images taken from paintings of the Roman Empire. Yeah. And then Joe Rogan in the comments below, we are in Kali
It
Yuga,
just started looking like a swastika.
the age of conflict. All the chaos we're seeing right now
No
was
food in my
predicted
mouth.
in Hinduism
Sorry.
thousands of years ago. Civilizations move
Hinduism.
in predictable cycles, and we are in the lower left-hand square of the chart. So he thinks we're in the weak men
Yeah,
side right
we
there.
are.
Do your
We
best
are.
to elevate yourself and the world around you from the madness that is in the
I
air,
just
but
hope something,
understand that
nothing
this
bad happens
insanity is part of
in
an
our
infinite
state of weakness.
process. So I'm actually going to assume that
Shit.
the people who watch me regularly understand why there's an issue with this, and I'm going to direct the remainder of this brief commentary towards people who maybe like Joe Rogan and don't necessarily like me. So that's the framing we're going to go with this, okay? So there are a couple of issues here, okay? It should
No
be
issues.
noted that the hard times leads to strong men, leads to etc., stuff is generally attributed to, or at least associated with, Julius Evola. We've talked about this guy on stream before, but this is the guy who thought Nazi Germany didn't go far.
Isn't there an onion meme that says shitty people saying good things? Couldn't that apply here? I wonder if that applies here.
Enough
I
who
don't
thought
know.
women were subhuman and who limped away from, what was it, the wreckage of Berlin with shrapnel in his back and it like blew
What does
out
that
his
mean?
spine. He's like the mega super fascist, like
What does that
he's
mean?
like
He took shrapnel on his back
so
and now he's a
yeah, he thought
fascist?
Mussolini was too much of a
That's
liberal.
what it takes to
He
be a
was, yeah,
fascist?
CEO of
Sounds like a war
fascism.
hero.
I could talk about all of his
Holy
beliefs, but
shit,
basically, like
bro.
everything people think is bad, he believed
Taking
in. It's
shrapnel
pretty
on
much
your
it.
back.
He was, I'm
Okay.
going to simplify this a bit, a deeply weak and paranoid man who, like many other men of his type, fantasized about building walls around himself, both in a personal and social sense. And I
What?
think it's that paranoia that leads people towards
This nigga
ideas
thinks
like
he's
this,
really a
which I'll
psychiatrist,
break
huh?
apart in a
Holy
few ways.
shit.
First of all, the idea that hard times
AV
leads to
definitely
strong men,
fucking
etc.,
got some
is
degrees in him, huh?
completely stupid in a historical. It doesn't actually mean anything. If you think about it for more than like 2 minutes, it really doesn't mean anything. Like people are always.
It means a
I
lot.
understand that intuitively there's a kind of logic.
That's why a lot of fucking you see a lot of girls just walking into danger. It's like either they're fucking stupid or they've been around for a while, yeah. And they're able to walk out of there fucking no problem. Yeah. This dude, again, he's one of those people, these guys don't know life. They do not know life at fucking all, yo. They want you to they want the world to be some sort of utopia where people don't get suckered out of shit. When he's suckering you out of shit, yo. Holy fuck. And me too. He's suckering me out of my time.
Here, right?
This is
That
nuts.
people who are competent will produce good societies, but people become decadent in those good
Switch to porn
societies,
pipe afterwards.
and that decadence then leads to a weaker society. Like I understand I understand there's kind of intuitive logic here, but the issue is, if you take a look at history, this is just not true.
The
For
problem is
example,
that Joe
if
Rogan
hard
said
times leads
tweeted
to
it.
strong men, what happened during the medieval period? For well,
If you want, I'm surprised you went there and didn't say like slavery. What happened to slavery? Because that did produce strong people. So we came here and we sitting there sticking to our guns. We're sticking to our guns, yo. Through all the bullshit. Fuck you. You're not getting rid of us, Vosh. No way. There will be smart, yo. There will be smart black people out there that will oppose you to tooth and nail to everything you say. You know what I mean? And they won't be wrong because they're black. That is the truth.
over 1,000 years across the breadth of Europe, you had dozens of generations of men and women who plowed the fields, who lived rustic, difficult lives. Half of their children died at birth. Their women died in birth like 15% of the time. And what came?
They came over here and became farmers. As actual Jake. His people are farmers. I wonder where they learned that shit from. You fucking idiot.
I mean,
probably not from them.
You did have occasional
what I'm saying.
bursts of inspiration and technological advancement, but you know when and where those happened? They happened mostly in universities, and during the Enlightenment, they happened in the relatively area.
Yeah, he's trying to say there's people that didn't do shit. He's talking about people that ain't do shit, like fucking inventors and innovators, and like, I don't know. He's probably talking about social people that take up social studies in universities.
Cities, largely by people who had never ever worked a farm, people who would have been considered quite decadent. The other day, it was actually, if you take a look at the medieval period, and I'm simplifying massively because this is such a reductive way of analyzing history, decadence and wealth is generally what leads to good times. The wealth of Europe was built upon the innovation, technology, and leadership which stemmed from the wealthiest points within those societies.
The village.
In truth, hard times produce not weak people, but people incapable of elevating themselves. That's the real truth. If people don't have tremendous, levels of education.
Big announcement. So you saw the story this week that ESPN had basically fired Allison Williams, this super talented sideline reporter, college football, basketball. They fired her because she was trying to get pregnant and didn't want to take a COVID-19 vaccine. So they said, fine, you're out of a job. Well, she's not out of a job any longer. We have hired her here at Daily Wire, and we are pumped about it. She's going to be bringing us excellent sports content. We need your help to do this kind of stuff.
We can pause this. Yo, CMC, do you hear this? Yo, CMC, did you see this, dog? This is what you do when you try to make a brand, bro. Capitalism. As well as like some sort of a news medium. Even though I do not agree with this, Yoko, all the way. Personal responsibility, yes. Fucking fatherless homes being the reason for... No. Not at all. There's a gap in between there, Ben. But yeah, I'm glad you got a female fucking lady in there doing sports. Doing sports? I wonder if CMC there's females doing sports.
Help bring people in who've been thrown out into the cold by the woke culture. Go help us out at dailywire.com/subscribe. Use code DONOTCOMPLY at checkout for 25% off. We're basically uncanceling everybody that Hollywood and the leftist machine is canceling. And so we need your help to do that. Allison Williams has joined the Daily Wire. We are super excited for her sports coverage, and we're excited to slap ESPN in the face, frankly. dailywire.com/subscribe. Code DONOTCOMPLY for 25% off. Join the fight.
Got one. Yo, you watch commercials with people we don't.
Riley.
Okay.
Riley.
This is Moya Speed.
Hi.
Hi.
Levels of education.
Why the fuck you ain't
if people are dirt poor and they can't read, they're illiterate,
Let's go outside,
it's very unlikely they're going to be able to build anything meaningful. Wealth is an abstract determinant in many cases of how much
Yo. Remember when these dudes are talking that they come with people with money? Apparently, I thought this dude's dad was a computer shitter. What is he? He's trying to say his dad's an animator of some sort? Yo, I gotta get into this dude's lore. Because I could have swore a lot of things. Before I thought he was just an audio visual dude. Come to find out this dude's got a doctorate in fucking psychology. Anita Sarkeesian. You know what I mean? Everything's racist. Everything's sexist. And you gotta point it all out. Now this dude's over here saying some old other shit, bro. What the fuck?
Production is taking place in an area. You know, they don't overlap perfectly, but generally wealthier areas, which will have your merchants and your decadent people and people, God forbid, to Evola, you know, who have sex outside of marriage. This is where, you know, civilization arises. Now, that's not to say that if you're just a humble poor person, you're weak or whatever. It just means that it is good for all of us if we are prosperous. That's
you should be prosperous on your own, bro. You shouldn't have to keep waiting for fucking things to get handed to you. You know what I mean? Not at all. Try to say there's ways to fucking make money out there. Not sitting there being like, oh, well, you know, the government's going to give me a check over here. You know what I mean? Or, you know what? I'm not going to pay you what you say that it's worth because I don't have enough money for it. Like, what? Like, holy fucking shit, man. These guys. And imagine doing all that when you're making free fucking money. If this dude was fucking working at the Jamba Juice, you know what I'm saying? And then fucking redistributing his money, not to fucking women that want to get abortions, to like fucking unwedded mothers who need kind of the money. Yeah, I would fucking be on the boat. But no. This dude wants you to be lazy and for every penny to go to him. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit, bro. It is amazing. It is amazing, Doug.
What creates strength. Fuck. If you want to talk about ingenuity, intelligence, morality, it comes from wealth and education. Absolutely it does. And this is the case almost ubiquitous.
What? Yo, so this nigga is saying the most humble people are fucking rich people, bro? Morality comes from rich people? You mean there's fucking Elon Musk's in them? Oh, please. Hopefully I caught this wrong. Please tell me I caught this wrong, yo. This shit is nuts, Doug. He just said that, though, no? My man said mostly morality and everything, all of that shit comes from wealth. Or is he saying it as in fucking the wealthy are the ones that fucking guide it?
Say that if you're just a humble poor person, you're weak or whatever. It just means that it is good for all of us if we are prosperous. That's what creates strength. If you want to talk about ingenuity, intelligence, morality, it comes from wealth and education. No, absolutely it does. And this is the case almost ubiquitously, even though, again, we're...
And then what are we equating wealth to, my nigga? You know what I mean? Again, you know that the fucking minimum wage is different all over the fucking U.S. The minimum wage in fucking North or South Carolina, either the Carolinas, and the minimum wage in somewhere in New York or Boston is way different, or even fucking LA. And if they are, holy fuck, we are fucked, because you can come up over here to Boston and you can find a nice job for fucking $13. I doubt you're finding that something down in fucking thing. Matter of fact, Amazon was advertising some shit for $20 for whatever the fuck they want you to do. God knows what you want to do. $20, how bad could it be? Even if you're scrubbing toilets. I'll scrub toilets for $20 a fucking hour. Holy fuck, nigga. Holy fucking, if you live in North Carolina, 40 hours a day, $20 an hour. Oh, my fault. Let's put that in order. $20 an hour, 40 hours a week. That's a lot of scrolling. If you ask me, bro. If you ask me, I'll pee in all the bottles. Pee in every fucking bottle I have. $800 again. In North Carolina, if you was making that much money, you'd be caking, my dude. Holy shit, you'd be better off. It's just as big as a drug dealer. You just gotta sacrifice 8 hours of your day. But I don't know. And then what is this dude saying? Wealth is in education. Education is key, yeah. But you can get education outside of a university. You can learn on your own if you really want to. Especially with a phone in your pocket. Like I said. You know what I mean? Math and shit. Math is like the only thing where you don't have to interpret like a church. Where you need somebody sitting there to be like, oh, this is what God meant by that. You know what I mean? Philosophy and things like that. Yeah, but other social shit, you can get that from your pocket. It's not just for fucking whatever wars in Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush. You can get knowledge from your phone. Fosh, why would you lead your flock down this path, bro? Holy shit.
Speaking about like history generally, and that's a really big thing to talk about and to reduce to these ideas. It's really important to understand that people aren't like hardened by difficult times. If that was the case, how difficult has it been in the Middle East for the past?
Dude, listen. All right, there's a difference between being hardened because of difficult times, or hardening because times are difficult. These niggas are still these dudes are still going through difficult times. And a lot of them apparently just got shipped over here because of those difficult times. You bring somebody over fucking from a third world country to the US, cakewalk. Cakewalk. They're gonna kill you right while you're eating lunch. Cakewalk. And then wonder why they're getting fucking brought up because of they've been slighted because you didn't offer them some shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude, holy shit, again. Can't look outside their back door, yo. They don't see life. They only see the hard times because they see it on television and tweets and other shit, other forms of media. But my fault, Vosh. Keep going.
Forever. What did all the hardship, and then what was the best time for Iran? It wasn't during or right after the hardship. It was during the brief period of relative liberalization and education. What has
Iran not been in war?
This logic just does not work. Okay.
Give somebody
now the reason why this is often attributed to and associated with fascists is because think about this, all right?
Give somebody an inch.
In chat, how many times have you seen this meme? Some version of it, not this one specifically over the political compass,
the swastika?
but generally, you know. Because I've seen it so many times, you know. Now, I'm going to make a guess. Pretty sure this is true, okay? Have you noticed that when this meme is brought up, the person bringing it up is almost always saying that we're in the weak men or the hard times section? Isn't that correct?
Right now we are, bro.
Like, every time
you guys
that's what they say.
Saying some... But you do it from profit.
And people who believe in this kind of historical cycle
hate you for that. That's
always
why I
say that too.
Because you do it for profit.
The reason why is because this is nothing more than a rebranding of the fascist myth of liberal decadence. The idea that a society has become greedy, corrupted, fat, bureaucratic, and egalitarian. That it's on the cusp of falling as a product of the weakness inherent to it. Talking about the weakness of society is like fascism #1. They love doing stuff like that because they have to essentialize problems in a system. When fascists talk about what's wrong with America, they don't say, well, not enough money is diverted towards education, and we spend too much on this, and we don't need to improve that, but we do need to improve this over and over. It's always in these broad moralistic terms. Societies become weak, societies become decadent.
We shouldn't put more money into education? Don't these dudes want free fucking thing? That's another thing too. Yo, lucky we ain't ambitious. We would definitely put putting facts up on the wall. But education is bad. When do you not want education to be your top priority?
Moralization and essentialization here are essential because fascists are really bad at politics. So the more they can simplify things, the better. Anything more than this, you're going to short circuit.
What are your morals?
Now, you have this incredibly simplistic, moralistic understanding of the world, right? Which is what Joe Rogan's positing here. He says we're in the weak men bit. Fascists love to say this because the natural follow-through from their logic is that the weakness of society we see today is a product of this decadent, corrupt, degenerate liberalism, but fascism will arise from it. That's the narrative. Why is society weak now? Well, it's because of degeneracy. And how do we improve from this point? Well, the meme that Joe Rogan put forward literally has strong men superimposed over the auth-right section of the political compass graph. Which is where people put the Nazis in the memes. That's where they put the Nazi Wojak in the top right. Political compasses are bullshit anyway. Like, they're completely incoherent. They're really, really bad at delivering ideas. Politics is just too complicated to be distilled down to a two-dimensional, like two axes. It doesn't work, But with regards to Joe Rogan here, it's interesting how he isn't he always supposed to come off libertarian? Why is he saying strong men are in the Nazi side of things? The authoritarian right. Like, he's over here complaining about free speech. Do you think they cared about free speech? And then he thinks, and I'm sorry, I don't understand. Does he think then that the authoritarian right then leads into the liberal right? The libertarian?
Bro. Why are you trying to sensibilize the fucking swastika?
The libertarian right?
Why are you trying to make sense of a swastika?
You'll have the Nazis, but then they'll be like, actually, we are okay with gay marriage. This is incoherent. It means literally nothing. If I spent a year talking about this, I probably wouldn't run out of ways in which this is stupid and meaningless, so I'm not even going to spend that much time on it. I just think it's really interesting how Joe Rogan
beyond them.
Acts like
they want
he's
to do shit for him.
Quite left-leaning, progressive, he likes freedom, but he seems to speak pretty ill of the lib-left corner, and the meme kind of implies the auth-right corner is the good one, You can try it if you want, The Weimar Republic in Germany was considered one of the most progressive, and relative to the economic turmoil taking place beforehand, well-to-do places in Europe. Obviously, the Great Depression didn't help things along tremendously well, but, Nazi Germany took how many years to take Germany from the third strongest country in Europe to the, the fifth weakest country in Berlin? What's that meme again? The Nazis took very little time.
How long did they
speed ran?
Damn near a quarter of the world?
Germany into
plus
the ground.
Half of the Holy
It turns out that in addition to all their civic incompetence, declaring war on anyone and everything while purging your interior is actually really bad. For
Russia apparently
good times.
went in there Viking style. It was like, fuck it.
You can find them if you want. Hey, person who was around in Berlin in 1946. Did you feel the good times? Were the good times a-rolling? Probably not.
Afterwards, yeah.
So, I've said all that. I want to finish here the Kali Yuga thing right down here. So,
what is wrong with you,
Socialism Done Left has thankfully included a little snippet here, which I'm just going to read. The alt-right is making the Kali Yuga its own. Prominent alt-right websites feature essays citing South Asian religious texts and warning the Aryan prophets foretold the... It's the sushi I had earlier, I'm sorry. It's too much raw meat in my body. Warning that Aryan prophets foretold the moral dysfunction and coming destruction of the modern world. On Twitter, Tumblr, and other social media outlets, semi-ironic memes calling on readers to, quote, surf the Kali Yuga, end quote, circulate, sometimes embedded with Nazi imagery. So, it's not exactly new for the far right to appropriate Asian imagery. That's what the swastika is, after all. That's kind of a big example right there. But they...
Did you say it? My fault.
That semi-ironic memes calling on readers to, quote, surf the Kali Yuga, end quote, circulate, sometimes embedded with Nazi imagery. So, it's not exactly new for the far right to appropriate Asian imagery.
But not that it looks like a fucking swastika.
That's what the swastika is, after all. That's kind of a big example right there. But we've seen.
Time to be an asshole. Did you know the swastika is actually like a fucking Hindu mean for peace or some shit? These Nazi assholes just took it for propaganda of their own. That's why when you watch Sword of the Immortal, that dude's got that shit on his back. It's not because he's a Nazi sympathizer. I think it's because it's like some sort of inner in peace. But he might have this shit reversed and it might mean something different ways. I don't know. But these guys, these big history buffs, they won't talk about
this,
stuff like that.
Done several times. Yeah, Evola did that as well. Evola, the man we were talking about before, has actually written on Buddhism. This is not new at all. I've said before that fascism is ideologically incoherent. It's also very much iconography.
Holy shit. What?
You know, other people get to do multiple takes. It's also very much iconographically incoherent, in the sense that fascists will appropriate imagery from anywhere they can. Have you ever wondered why, in spite of the fact that fascists constantly promote the need for strong men, they have so many femboy, like, trans Fuda memes? You know what I mean? Like, that's all over the place on 4chan, from far-right people. Have you ever wondered why they appropriate so much imagery from Asia or from Africa, in spite of the fact that they're a little bit racist? They don't mind that much. They'll do what they need to get the point across. And in this case, it seems with Joe Rogan, there's been a very effective way of taking a essentially fascist idea about moral degeneracy and the fall of decadent societies and package it with this flair of Asian mysticism, which is good because Joe Rogan is a fucking moron, and this is right up his alley.
No. It is right up his alley, because I don't know, jiu-jitsu is an Asian type philosophy thing. It doesn't always just go with the mind. It deals with the backwards. Sure, pull it back. Doesn't also deal with the body. It deals with the mind. You gotta struggle your mind. Whatever. I'm sorry. Getting into the fucking double feature, Saturday double features. Vosh wouldn't know nothing about any of this. I don't know why this dude doesn't understand straight discipline. You know what I mean? You fall into weak tendencies. Your will is weak. Vosh doesn't see it as weak. Vosh sees it as somebody should step in and help you out, as long as it's not me. The government should help you out, maybe. You know what I mean? People are paying the government to do things. You should probably ask the government to do it, even if you've never done anything for yourself. No, the government should help you to do shit, but you should not depend on the government. A lot of people do not depend. That's why there's a lot of gang wars. But I'll let Vosh tell it.
Like, Joe Rogan probably wouldn't post a meme that has a swastika in it, but a thinly veiled bit of far-right propaganda being framed.
That's a fucking swastika.
Just a little bit of mysticism. Just a little sprinkle of it. That'll move him right along. It's really astonishing how soup brain he is. I have no idea what he must be like to talk to individually.
I bet you, there are plenty of people doctor, who are like this. Doctor would say,
do you think Rogan realizes
Joe
all
Rogan
this,
does not have soup brains?
I submit to you what I would like to call the Rogan proposal. It really doesn't matter. He's enormously influential. And frankly, the Nazis were really dumb too, Sometimes people distinguish. It's like, well, this person's maliciously posting far-right propaganda, and this person's just very dumb. Well, people who intentionally post far-right propaganda are usually pretty stupid too.
Yeah, no, these people post shit to let you ponder upon it. You know what I mean? Like, don't always follow the fucking crowd over the hill, bro. You know what I mean? Like, don't let this dude not tell you the sky is falling when it is falling. You're like, don't worry. Nothing's gonna hit you. And then you just see it rain. The sky. But I'm sorry. That's a movie. Watch that be a movie when I'm dead.
Hey, folks, I don't do this often, but I need to make a direct appeal to you today. Today is Black Friday,
and
that means
ironic.
We need your membership. Okay, we just
This is nuts.
Right now, we have the best deal of the year.
Videos,
50% off for new members at
Wash don't got videos.
Again, that's code
CMC
DW50.
that doesn't have
the link here, and you use code DW50 to get 50% off all new memberships. But
holy fucking shit! Yo, imagine that, Doug. Imagine being happy enough to make money off of your fan base, but not take any endorsement deals because you don't want to fucking sell out. Oh shit. My fault. No, that's not this. This is actually spending money to make money. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm a pirate.
Here's the thing. It's not just you get all the great content, you know, the extra stuff with me, hanging out with me as an all-access member, for example,
not at all.
Watching Candace's
I was trading my time for your time,
becoming part of the Sweet Baby Gang with Matt Walsh.
I won't do that.
It's that you make a...
Panda are usually pretty stupid too, you know. It's not like they're all geniuses. We're not separating, you know, the intellectually elite from the unaware. No, it's the level of awareness to me is it's indeterminable and only somewhat relevant. Joe Rogan has for a long time been selectively hostile to left-leaning ideas and selectively, you know, amenable to right-leaning ideas. And it's super all over the place. He endorsed Bernie. He's listened to plenty of criticisms of Israel. He's ostensibly in favor of some social democrat stuff. But on the other hand, he laughed at the idea of paternal welfare.
My fault. Did I have to say those in such ways? What was the first one? Money, which is weird because that's what hunting was replaced with. You don't fucking hunt for animals anymore. You hunt for fucking money. The second one, life. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't want to see fucking life eradicated for no good reason. Who would want it? What sociopath would want that? That's weird. What sociopath would want that? What person would want that? The third one was freedom. Be able to do what the fuck you want. I should be able to say what the fuck I want. Without you being offended. And the rest of the two that I just said, those two go out of the window because what I just said about what you said, what you think you are, or however you feeling. Vosh wouldn't understand though any of those concepts. Not any three of those.
He will
concepts.
not accept trans people. This is not a topic he can get over. It seems. He has conservatives on all the time, and whether or not he agrees or disagrees with them really is kind of a coin flip. Yeah, he's big into the COVID denial, like downplaying kind of stuff. But
there's ways to
behind all of that, if there's some kind of consistent, consistent pattern to draw out, I think, I really do think it's the idea.
No, you don't.
That there's something wrong with society and whatever he's doing is the solution to it. And that's really vague because you could say that about a lot of people. You could say that about me to a varying extent, but there's something about the way he carries himself that really gives me the impression that he feels that there's an almost spiritual need for his approach towards things. The way he talks about DMT, the way he incorporates, you know, iconography and talking points.
Well, I should type of nigga that will have a survey on his audience to see how he's doing. This shit's not real, bro.
From all over the place in order to sort of synthesize them into a big, completely meaningless, incoherent jumble of political stupidity. Yeah, I don't know if there's any real cohesion to this. I do know, however, that this is unambiguously fascist propaganda. From the Kali Yuga, the bullshit historical cycling,
I don't know what that is.
The the
swastika,
volunteer hard times strongmen, etc., the putting the good side of things in the off-right, you know, all of these things play
even though
precisely into the political aims
plays, I guess, on both. I don't know
which I think is
sort of duality
cringe,
shit,
you know?
but whatever. But he
in my personal opinion.
the fact that, you know, you lean on
This is a bad
something
take,
for
Vosh.
too
You saying
long,
strong
it's gonna
people are not
break.
going to be necessary for the socialist revolution? What on earth are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I'll repeat. You lean on something for too long, it's gonna break. Unless that shit's fucking made out of titanium steel. The American government is not made out of titanium steel. Because we are not fucking strong right now. Like, united, I should say. I shouldn't say strong. We are not united at all. Especially because of these boys from Brazil. Boys from Brazil.
I'll say this much. Joe Rogan probably thinks himself a strong man, but I think he's, well, okay, physically he's an extraordinarily strong man. But in a meaningful sense, I think he's actually quite weak. As we've established before, he is soup-brained, you know. If you change lanes in traffic too quickly, he actually changes his opinions on some stuff as it sloshes around up there.
What does that mean?
Well, but he comes off to me
again too, like, what is, like, you're not supposed to see somebody else's point of view in life, yo? Especially how life changes daily. Like, what was once today was not yesterday, and probably won't be tomorrow. Is that a saying? It's probably not, yo. But still, why would you, like, you, especially when you're talking about shit that's supposed to be, like, progressive. Holy shit, my dude. Holy shit. Your mind's supposed to change day by day. It should. It should. You should not see the same day. You should not see the same day the same all the time, yo. Something should change every day. And I'd hope you'd wanted to change. You'd be like, damn, yo, I hope something changes today. Let's see a little different from today. Or maybe you want something to slow down, speed up, change, dude. Isn't that why you wanted Obama to be in the fuck?
Is somebody who's rather cowardly and unwilling to meaningfully take a stance on an issue. Even when he disagrees with people, it's overwhelmingly framed through some kind of innocent curiosity. You know, he pushes back by asking clarifying questions. He really, really pushes back. This could just be podcaster brain, but I think it speaks to a fundamental unwillingness.
Dude, if you don't want to accept something, if you're not even saying don't want to accept something, if you don't accept something, why, like, and you want to, like, no, matter of fact, think about it as a childlike mind, yo. Child's always gonna be inquisitive, yo. You know what I mean? A child is always gonna be inquisitive. You're just gonna make shit up for them, or just tell them, like, no, that's why it is just because it is. You're not gonna give them some concrete evidence of why that is. Holy fuck, bro! But I'm sorry.
To adopt any meaningful belief system, which is absolutely weakness.
And he's the one who's, oh my god, man. Oh my, dude, these guys, I'm telling you, they will lead you down the wrong path. They will lead you down fucking what? Like, you'll be somewhere wide-eyed thinking that everything's hunky-dory when all of a sudden it's not. Holy fucking shit. And there's probably situations he'll never put himself in. But, I don't know. If you want to listen to Vosh and think that, you know, everything should be handed to you in an open soup every day, everything should just be handed to you. Every day is a sunny day. Nothing ever is going to change. You know what I mean? And if it does change, you better accept it or else. Listen to these dudes, you will not have a good day.